Magandang araw mga kababayan. Ako po si Senator Lemuel Figarido at ako ay tatakbo bilang Pangulo ng Pilipinas. I'll be straightforward and realistic. Our nation has a lot of problems and even now, many more problems arise as we speak. Unfortunately, I cannot promise total recovery and restoration in just one term, but what I can assure you is this. I will do all in my power to pave the way for the nation's recovery. One step at a time, gradual but sure. Vote wisely, Pilipinas.
Magandang gabi, mga kababayan. Ako po ay si Congressman Seth Campos at ako po ay tatakbo bilang Pangulo ng Pilipinas. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is at the state where the presence of potential and unparalleled opportunity is not only apparent and clear, but also firm and concrete. My friends, our country is at the gates of a major metamorphosis. The greatest change that our nation will ever see, and all it takes is the right man to lead our country and to pave the way to eternal greatness. I believe that I am that man. That is why, if you elect me as president of this nation, I promise you this. Within 6 years, our country will stand as among Asia's mightiest. And all the problems that plague it today will be gone. All in 6 years. You know your choice? Vote for him. Marami pong salamat. God bless all of us, and God bless the Republic of the Philippines. Mabuhay. Promise here, promise there, broken promises everywhere. This is a common theme and a terrifying consistency in many presidential candidates. Instead of talking about what's practical and what's actually possible, the road to fixing the problems our nation faces, they go on these long and obscenely ridiculous, grandiose tirades, using such sweeping words as calamity and greatness, all to swell the emotions of the electorate. They talk about these terrible problems and these amazing ways to fix them, and then they present themselves as the solution. They present themselves as the chosen ones, the keys to redemption. In this manner, they catapult themselves from their big mansions to Malacanang Palace.
Ikaw ba ay boboto ngayong darating na eleksyon? Kung gayon, maging handa para sa mga iba't ibang plataforma at pangako ng mga kandidato para sa pagbabago ng bansang Pilipinas at ng mga mamamayang Pilipino. Inaanyayahan ko kayo na maging praktikal at kritikal sa pagpili ng inyong kandidato. Kandidatong hindi lang matalino at marunong, kundi yung may malasakit sa mga nasa laylayan ng lipunan. At higit sa lahat, may malalim na pananampalataya sa lumikha. Intindihing mabuti ang inyong pinagkakatiwalaan at pinaniniwalaan dahil ito ay para sa inyong kinabukasan at ng mga kabataan. Mga kababayan, tandaan na ang iyong boto ay bahagi ng pagbabago ng pamilyang Pilipino.
Elections are on the way. The roar of campaign winds can be seen with the fluttering of chants and banners from different politicians. All with one goal, the seat of the president. Unfortunately, for voters, there are some politicians who are insincere in their speeches. They ground their promises on ideals that cannot be accomplished during their term. Please, I implore you not to fall into this trap yet again, because if we do, we won't be able to see a better Philippines in the next 6 years.
Dear brothers and sisters, I take this opportunity to humbly implore you to think about your voting decisions for this year's elections, of course. In just a matter of months, our nation will be led by your choices and by the leader you have chosen. So I ask that you please vote wisely. For this nation has bled money into the pockets of the rich and corrupt, growing fat and complacent, while the poor pickpocket just to feed themselves and their families. And they have been empowered by one thing, promises that are both empty and out of reality. How much longer are we gonna wait and hope for a true leader? Many has claimed to be such and yet have failed to do so. We can end this cycle by simply becoming vigilant and aware of what is feasible and impossible. So please, set your expectations high. It is one thing to set standard, it is not to fantasize.
Dear fellow Filipinos, I do hope you think wisely about your decisions on voting for this year's elections. The future of our country is in your hands and in the hands of who you vote as our leader. So, I do hope you choose wisely. For this very moment, our country is suffering from corruption and financial inequality. We must wake up and choose an actual leader who can lead us properly, instead of just trying to fish for votes by promising things which cannot be done without actual effort. So please, I really do hope your standards are set higher than before and help us vote an actual leader.
With the coming of national elections and the growing heat in campaigns, promises are not just a high possibility, but an inevitability. While we can agree that promises are a necessity in persuading, unfortunately, there are those who take this too far. In fact, they no longer promise but lie and deceive. And what's all the more unfortunate is that many can fall for this deception. Knowing this, I make an appeal to the voters and politicians. For the voters, in choosing who to vote for, don't just look at the candidates' promises. Instead, be informed of their history of service. For the politicians, while the honor that the presidency holds is great, it is more important to pursue this with honor rather than winning dishonestly. You may have lost the race, but you have served your country and its people. Remember to vote and run not for interest or affiliation, but for country and service. Thank you and vote wisely.
In just a matter of months, our nation will be deciding not only who will be leading the Philippines, but the very course of our future. With a position so great, there are many who will do whatever it takes to win. Unfortunately, even going as far as to deceiving the public with impossible fantasies only to waste 6 precious years of our nation. My appeal extends not only to the politicians, but to the very citizens of the Republic. To those who are running, let the basis of your promises be founded upon sincerity and true patriotism, with promises that are realistic rather than fantastical. To the citizens, be knowledgeable and well-informed not only of the candidate, but of the very state, problems, and even opportunities of our nation. Be objective in your stance and who to vote for. Mga kababayan, sa awa ng Diyos, makakamit rin natin ang kasaganahan at tagumpay. Vote wisely, and God bless.
Success is not determined by promises,
but actions and principles.
This election, many promises will be made.
But most likely only a few will be fulfilled.
That's why, citizens, don't be deceived.
And recognize what is both possible and true.
Citizens and politicians, we are counting on you.
Mabuhay ang Pilipinas!
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 Mabuhay ang Pilipinas!